This podcast and everything we're building here has been brought to you by Spartan Builders. The Builders Plug, a Spartan Builders company. Building the world and the men building it. Last time, we sat in the pain together. We didn't fix it. We didn't run from it. We just let it be seen. And maybe for a few minutes, something inside you got lighter because it finally got witnessed. But then the episode ended and life came back. The noise came back. The weight came back. And I want to talk to you about what happens next. What every one of us does the moment the pain gets too loud. We reach for something. I do it. You do it. Every human being who has ever lived has done it. The second the pain rises, we reach for something to make it stop. Tonight, let's talk honestly about what you've been reaching for. Welcome back to the Clear Path of the Warrior Guide, Season 1, The Shadow Realm. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. We agreed on time. We agreed on pain. Tonight, one more agreement. And this one opens the door we've been walking around since the beginning. Here it is, plain. Everyone's running from something. Not some men, not the weak ones, not the broken ones. Everyone. The question was never whether you're running. The question is, have you ever turned around to see what's chasing you? Let me say it clearly, so there's no shame in it. To be human is to run. The pain rises and we move away from it. That's not weakness, that's instinct. You put your hand on something hot, you pull it back. The body runs from pain before the mind even votes. We're built to avoid what hurts. So when the deeper pain comes, the emotional kind, the spiritual kind, the kind with no name and no location, we do the same thing. We pull away. We reach for whatever makes it stop the fastest. And every man has his something. For one man, it's his bottle. For another, it's the screen. For another, it's work. 14 hours a day so he never has to sit still. For another one, it's the gym, the mirror, the body. For another, it's women, conquest, the chase. For another, it's food. For another, it's scrolling until 3 a.m. For another, it's being angry because anger feels stronger than sadness. For another, it's being busy. For another, it's being needed. For another, it's being right. Different drugs, same function. Every one of them does the exact same job. It gets you out from the present moment, away from the feeling, fast. So don't sit there thinking this episode is about those men with those problems. This is about you. And it's about me. Because I've ran from my pain using almost everything on that list. And I'm not ashamed to say it, because naming it is how I stopped. Here's what I learned, and it changed everything. I always thought my problem was the thing, the smoking, the chasing, the endless work. I thought I could fix that behavior, I'll be free. So I would white knuckle it, quit the thing, force myself to stop. And for a while it would work. And then I'll just pick up a different thing. I'll quit one thing and I'll start working myself to death. I'll quit one chase and start another. I'll put down one drug in my one hand and choose another in the next one before I even noticed. Because I was never addicting to the thing. I was addicting to the escape. Nobody is addicted to the substance. They're addicted to not feeling. The substance is just the vehicle. Take it away and the man will find another one, because the pain is still there, still rising, and he still has never learned how to stay with it. That's the thing nobody tells you. You can quit the behavior and still be completely trapped because the behavior was never the prison. The running is the prison. The thing you reach for is just the shape the running takes today. Tomorrow, it'll take another shape, and you'll call it a new bad habit. But it's the same old escape wearing a new coat. So let me ask you the question that this whole episode is built around, and I want you to actually let it land, not flinch past it. What are you running from? Not what are you reaching for? We already know that. The drink, the screen, the smoke, the work, the chase. That's the symptom. I'm asking you the real one. When you finally put the thing down, when it's quiet, when there's nothing left to numb you, and the feeling comes up anyway, what is it? Because that's the truth of it. The thing chasing you was never out there. It's not in the bottle. It's not the bottle's fault. It's not the smoke's fault. It's not the phone's fault. Those are just what you grabbed. The thing chasing you is the feeling you decided a long time ago that you couldn't survive. Maybe it's grief you never let yourself feel. Maybe it's shame you've never said it out loud. Maybe it's fear that if everything got quiet, you'll discover you're not enough. Maybe it's loneliness. Maybe it's the version of yourself you're terrified to look at. You spent years, maybe your whole life, building an entire system of escapes so you never have to turn around and face that one thing. And I understand why. I did exactly the same thing. Because at some point it really did feel like that feeling would kill you. So you ran. And running kept you alive. But you're not that scared kid anymore. You've survived that thing you were running from. It already happened. It's behind you. And the running, the thing that once saved you, is now the thing keeping you in the dark, buried. So here's the truth I want to give to you tonight. And it's going to sound backwards. You don't get free by running faster. You don't get free by finding a better escape. You get free the moment you stop running and turn around. Because here's what most men discover. The thing chasing you is smaller than you think. It got huge in the dark. Everything does. The feeling you've been running from for 20 years, when you finally stop and turn and face it, it's almost never as big as the exhaustion of running from it. The running costs more than the feeling ever would. You've been spending your whole life, your 24 hours, every single day, fueling the escape. Imagine what's on the other side of that. Imagine what you could build, who you could become, with all that energy you currently burn just to stay one step ahead of yourself. That's what's waiting. Not on the other side of a better escape, on the other side of turning around. You don't have to do it all tonight. You don't have to sprint at that thing. You just have to stop for one moment and be willing to look. That's the first act of a warrior. Not conquering it, just facing it. Just stopping the run. Mercy first, even here, especially here. When you turn around and face that feeling, you don't attack it. You meet it with compassion. The way you would meet a frightened child. Because that's usually who's in there. The running's never needed force to stop. It's needed mercy to feel safe enough to stop. So here's where we are. Everyone's got 24 hours. We covered that. Everyone carries pain. We sat in it together. And everyone Everyone runs from something. The strong and the broken. The men you admire and the men you pity. Every one of us reaches for something to keep from feeling the thing we're sure we can't survive. You've been running a long time, I know, and it kept you alive once. So don't hate yourself for it. Honor it. It did its job, but it's not your job anymore. The running is the prison, and the door out isn't faster feet. It's turning around. We're not going to do it all at once. This whole season, room by room, we're going to walk into the dark together and look at the things you've been running from, gently, with mercy, never with shame, the masks, the chase, the wounds underneath, one room at a time. But it starts here. It starts the moment you stop running long enough to ask that one question that changes everything. What am I actually running from? Sit with that this week. You don't have to answer it yet. You just have to stop sprinting long enough to hear it. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you were before the world
alone with my shadow
would be.
till the lies fell to none,
I turned around,
and the life they were chasing
small
turned to dust, while my deeds built the one.
Every deed plants a tree in a place no eye can see, and everything this world calls winning was quietly taken from me. Some wins cut deeper than losses, some losses set men free, and the trees I planted in silence became the shade protecting me.
Baz Para, the Shadow Alchemist, the real builder, building the world and the men building it. TheRealBuilder.com, sponsored by Spartan Builders, The Builders Plug, SpartanBuilders.ca.